code, and you will end up with a questionnaire, or actually it's one question. And the question, you will see that, but to explain, I would like you to guess how long does it take. And thanks, Magnus, for the idea or speaking about the onboarding, because I'm going to actually drill down and demo how we can do onboarding in a very fast and accurate way with automation. And the question is about now, at this moment, before I finish the slides in 20 minutes, how long should it take to create a new account for a new employee if automation is implemented properly? And it's a guess. And the one that will be closer to the reality will win a nice, fancy wine bought by Blaise. Thank you, Blaise. It's a Swiss wine. It's a Swiss. And the box as well. Right. So, why do we need automation in itSM? Do you have an idea? Why don't we keep it as is and let the human beings do their work as we used to do things a long time ago? I remember me going with my father as a child to buy a radio tape, double cassette. I don't know if you had those. But before buying, he enforced me, as part of the education, to go to 20 different shops and ask the seller what are the advantages or disadvantages of and the prices, and it took so long. In most cases, I just gave up. I said, Daddy, you know what? I don't need it. And nowadays, we do it in a different way. It's so easy. In 1 minute, or even less, you can have all the devices that you want to buy, their prices, and even put an alert as soon as their price is going down. So, life is changing, world is changing, people are changing, and enterprises, companies, corporates needs to change and adapt as well. Because the expectations from the customers, from the employees, from the stakeholders are different. And if we don't adapt, what happens? Disappear. Competition. For every product, software, whatever. There are already, you have a new idea now, you already have dozens of competitions. Especially now with the AI. You can build things yourself. You don't need to buy anymore. We're still not there, but we are getting very close to that. So, we want to increase the efficiency, productivity, and you heard about all those terms in the past. I'm not going to repeat them. Okay? If you see something which is new to you, just raise your hand and I will explain. But I think you get all the pitches from the salespeople, and it's repetitive, and I don't like to repeat things that people already said. Today, there are many different ways, or in general 4 different ways, but I'm sure that there are others, to automate and integrate with an itSM platform. Regardless if it's a ServiceNow or whatever. So you have a way to actually use the specific platform capabilities inside, embedded, but can you go outside of that and start to integrate with other systems? Partly, not all of them. Native or third-party plugins, you buy another plugin from another vendor, so now you are dependent on that. But some companies decide that this is their strategy, and it's okay, it's fair. And then you have application programming interface, so developers. So you bring developers, you pay them, they build their stuff, they go. 2 years after you have an issue, the guy is not a developer anymore. So you have to find someone that will understand what the other guy wrote, maintenance, cost. And then you have the last one, which is the one that I'm going to focus on today, which is a robotic process automation platform. What does it mean? It started a long time ago. Actually, my journey with automation started 20 years ago with test automation. So if you're familiar with test automation, which basically you automate things that you did in a manual way, like clicking on buttons, looking for a specific value to see if it is the expected one. The same thing you do, but for production. The technology is almost the same. Some companies that were test automation leaders became RPA leaders, because again, technology-wise it's the same. The concept is a bit different because you are running automation on production. so it needs to be compliant all over this place. Okay? And you need to manage that, you need to govern that, you need to know that you have those automations in the company, you need to know that when something is changing, you need to change the automation. So all the governance part of the automation is something new. But all the rest on how to automate is more or less the same, with some advancement on the way you create the automation, because today you can use very low code or even no code at all to automate things. And this is when we talked about the new generation, that's what they're expecting. So let's focus on the RPA solution. I'm going to show a demo on a very simple process of a new employee starting in a company. The first simple thing that we need to do is to create an account, an Active Directory account. Okay? We are a consultancy company. We have 200 plus consultants that most of them are working at different customers. When they arrive there, they don't start to work from day one. It takes an average week or 2 weeks to get access to some systems that they need to work with. Okay? So it's like a new employee, and then you need to have access to the system that he needs to test or develop or whatever, and it takes a lot of time, and it costs a lot of money. So the first thing I want to show you is that I have access to Active Directory in Azure. So it's a web platform. You see I have 3 users. I used my Gmail account to create a new organization called Candyval, Gmail, whatever. Don't pay attention to that, it's not important. This is our new company, we have 3 employees and we are going to hire a new one. So the building blocks of an automation, how does it look like?